So what's the best way to pick out a good book? Should you search social media, ask a friend, or what about taking a look at Amazon's list of the best books of the year so far?
So we're getting the chance to do that tonight with the Amazon Books senior editor, Vanessa Cronin. Hi, Vanessa, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So let's start at the top. What is the #1 book of 2012 for us this year?
The #1 book is Percival Everett's James, and it's a retelling of the Huckleberry Finn story, but this time the narrator is Jim, the runaway slave. And it's just one of our favorite books. We fell in love with this. It's just one of those books where you think, why wasn't this done before? It's such an interesting exercise. We loved it.
Yeah, and what else made the top 5 this year too?
Another book that we loved was All the Worst Humans, which is Phil Elwood's bridge-burning memoir of working in the PR trade. All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker, which is just this amazing story about these two kids whose lives could be upended by this horrible event that happens, but how they kind of overcome and the enduring love that they have. And then we also have the Women by Kristen Hanna, which was one of the huge books of the spring and summer so far. And this is a story, the unsung, unheard story of how nurses in Vietnam were treated when they came back from the war.
Okay, so this kind of seems like it's like the Oscars of books. How does it work? How does the editorial team make this list, and what are the requirements for someone to have their book even being considered?
Okay, well, there's 9 of us editors at Amazon. We're scattered across the country in 4 different locations, and we spend all of our time reading day in, day out, month in, month out. And we use that to compile the best of the month lists, which is our best of for each month. And then twice a year, we take a look at those lists and we go, well, okay, let's look at the first 600 books of the year and see which ones of those are the best. And so we talk, we dicker, we pitch, we champion. Sometimes there's just a book that everybody agrees on, like The Women. And then that's how you get the books that you can see at amazon.com/best books so far.
Cool. When do the books have to be released in order to be considered?
They have to be released for this. They have to be released anytime from January 1st or late December.
So why is this book so important to all of you that are a part of it and to Amazon in general?
We just think that the more people read, the better society is. That's Amazon's stance. And so anything that can get books into the hands of readers, that's what we're all about.
Yeah, what made this year's books stand out on the list?
Well, they run through a lot of different themes. Like, one of our things is we know that there are lots of different kinds of readers. We want every kind of reader, whether it's someone who reads a book a year, a book a month for their book club, or reads 5 books a month. We want them to come and look at this list and be able to find at least one book that speaks to them. And with this list, we think we have definitely achieved that.
What other books are you most excited to get your hands on this year?
Well, I'm the mystery and thriller editor, so Lost Man's Lane by Scott Carson, which I always like to say fills that Stephen King-shaped hole in your teeth. That's the book for me.
So if people are watching and they're like, okay, these books sound great, the 5 best so far, but what other ways, like what's the best way for someone to find a book that they are going to love through Amazon's website?
Like I say, I think going to amazon.com/best books so far, because in addition to doing just the top 20, we also go category by category, everything from kids' books to cookbooks to history and beyond. And in each of those lists, you'll be able to find something that you will want to read. There's some amazing books on this list.
Awesome. Well, I think that's how we're going to spend the rest of our day,
Yeah.
figuring out the books we're going to read the best of the year. Vanessa, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Good Day Stateline.